I need to talk to you about something. It's been on my mind. I can't stop thinking about it. There was a man who took a photograph. This photograph. In 2005, this photograph called Untitled Cowboy sold at an auction for $1.2 million, the most that a photo has ever gone for. The man's name is Richard Prince. He took the photo in 1989, and he said that it was his, and he believed that it was his. He showed the photo at an art exhibit. A man attending the exhibit tried to take a photo of a print of his photo, of a photo of a print of a photo that he took. And the curator said, "No photographs, please." And he said, "I took this photograph." And she said, "No, you didn't. Richard Prince took this photograph." And that was true. Richard Prince had taken that photograph. He literally took it. The way he did it is there was a cigarette advertisement in a magazine. He really liked the way it looked. So he took his camera and carefully framed an image where you didn't see the superfluous paraphernalia of the advertising text. He captured a photograph of a photograph.
I didn't know anything about photography, but I wanted to photograph something that had already been photographed. I mean, it was as simple as that. I was trying to make the photograph as much mine as possible. And I would just turn the focus to get some of the moire so that there was no reference that it came from a magazine page. I would do that deliberately.
I would like to talk to you about the difference between being a creator and being a curator. A creator thinks of something original, a new idea, and makes it for the first time. It's very special. When I think of a curator, though, I think of someone who organizes ideas that have already been there. Someone who, like a producer for a movie. They're not coming up with the ideas, but they're curating the process. They're saying, yes, let's go with this. I like that. I like that. Someone who takes existing ideas from talented people and organizes them. A curator at a museum is someone who chooses where the photos are going to be hung up. So here's a question for you. Are you a creator or a curator? Do you actually come up with new ideas? Some people in our lives that we may think are creators might actually be more of a curator. Growing up, I was obsessed with Star Wars. I still love Star Wars, especially the original Star Wars, 1977. George Lucas didn't find a book and make a screenplay from the book Star Wars. He came up with the whole thing. He wrote it and then made a movie about it. What a creator. What an amazing creator. But then when you look into the process, you can see that he heavily copied material from a Kurosawa film called The Hidden Fortress. He took plot points and ideas of the hero's journey from Joseph Campbell. George Lucas did have a lot of original ideas, but the meat, what makes Star Wars, the incredible hero's journey at the middle of it all, and the archetypal characters that are represented throughout the whole series, were not created by George Lucas. They were curated by him. Even the concept art, the idea for Darth Vader's helmet, the idea for the stormtroopers, the design of things, he hired artists and then curated their ideas. Looking at 10 different sketches, he chose the one he liked the best as a curator. George Lucas has been put on a pinnacle by society as a creator, a genius creator. But the majority of what he's done has been curated. And this can be said about a lot of directors. Quentin Tarantino heavily borrows from other movies, hodgepodging together ideas from other movies that he likes. And he was a curator for a long time. He worked at a video store and he would tell people what to watch. And he really was a connoisseur of film. What I feel like Richard Prince has done is he has taken the idea of creation to the most minimum level it can be brought down to. Taking a photograph of somebody else's photograph that they took, it is the lowest amount of creativity somebody can put into a project. If it takes 100 points to get to something that's truly original, although you are curating from different sources, Richard Prince was at 0.1. Snapped that one photo, and he got $1.2 million. Richard Prince is hated by so many people. And it is a very interesting case study in what can happen in the art world. It really plays with the idea of authorship and creativity and what it really takes to be a creator. I have mixed feelings about Richard Prince. As I tend to do, however, I internalize these things, and I begin to think about what I have created, thinking of myself as a creative person. And inevitably, I realize that almost everything I've ever put out has been very close to taking a photograph of a photograph, regurgitating ideas that have been given to me. My brain reorganizes ideas, sometimes making new connections that might not have been addressed before. And I put them out into the world through my work, making commercials, through videos like this. Am I no better than Richard Prince? As a creative person, if you've ever created something, can you honestly say that it was original? Maybe all of us have a little bit of Richard Prince in us. Maybe Richard Prince is the one that's unashamed of stealing something. One of the photographers who took a lot of these cowboy pictures back in the day that Richard Prince took has some very interesting things to say about Richard Prince, and I'll leave it here for you.
My main thought is that he must be a cheeky fellow. I think that's been my reaction, is how cheeky he was to do that. And it would never occur to me to do that to any other photographer or person. It's obviously plagiarism, and I was taught, by my parents, the sin of that. And so it seems to be breaking, to me, the golden rule. And that's a higher law than the law of art or commerce. It's the ultimate law. And he has to live with that. What I sense about him is that he can live with it. And that's a greater achievement than anything, being able to live with breaking the golden rule. So be it.
Unlike most photography, I'm pretty much guaranteed when I click the shutter of what I'm going to get.